You've nailed the color palette and found the perfect background image, yet when you finally export the design, it still feels amateur. It's a common roadblock, and the culprit is almost always the text. To fix this, you have to look past the words themselves and focus on the typography. Typography is the intentional process of selecting specific font styles, adjusting their sizes, and arranging them on a canvas to communicate a clear message. When you start making these choices deliberately, the text stops feeling like an afterthought and begins to function as a core part of a professional layout. Before you can arrange text effectively, you need to understand the tools you're using. That starts with clearing up a major point of confusion: the difference between a typeface and a font. Think of a typeface as the overarching design of letters. It's the parent family. For example, Roboto is a typeface. A font is one specific version of that design. If Roboto is the family, Roboto Bold is the specific font. Learning this distinction allows you to organize your design files and make more precise styling choices as you build your layout. Beyond the names, fonts are grouped by their physical shapes, and these shapes subconsciously trigger specific emotions in your viewer. Take serif fonts, for instance. These are defined by the small decorative strokes at the ends of the letters. Looking at the Rolex logo, those subtle lines instantly suggest a sense of luxury and classic styling. You'll see this same style in the header of the Times newspaper. These strokes provide a sense of traditional authority while remaining highly readable in dense print. Then we have sans serif fonts, meaning fonts without those end strokes. On this Google sign, the lack of decorative lines creates a clean, tech-forward, and modern look. Brands like Adidas use these geometric shapes to communicate a feeling of sleek, modern performance. There are also script fonts, which mimic human handwriting for a personal feel, and display fonts, which are highly decorative shapes meant for eye-catching headers. Display fonts are used to establish a very specific mood. On these movie posters, the stylized text tells the viewer exactly what kind of atmosphere the film will have before they even read the title. By selecting a font based on its category, you're using a psychological tool to align your design with the emotion you want the audience to feel. Once you've selected your fonts, you have to arrange them. This brings us to visual hierarchy, the rules for guiding a viewer's eye through your work. You start with a main headline, the largest and boldest text on the page. Directly beneath it, you place a smaller subhead to provide immediate context. This is followed by the body content for detailed information, and finally, a distinct call to action button at the very bottom to tell the viewer what to do next. Using this hierarchy ensures that your viewer knows exactly where to look first, removing any confusion about the message. Even with a strong hierarchy, there are a few common mistakes that can quickly clutter a design. To maintain clarity, try to limit yourself to a maximum of 2 font families per design. Using more than that usually creates a disorganized and chaotic look. Above all, prioritize readability. A font choice is only successful if your audience can actually read the words. Beginners often try to make text pop by adding thick outer strokes or heavy drop shadows. Instead of making the text clearer, these often make the letters look muddy and unprofessional. Another major mistake is physically stretching or squishing text to fit into a space. This warps the letter shapes and instantly gives away that the design wasn't handled with care. Professional results come from following these constraints and respecting the design of the fonts you choose. The best way to understand these concepts is to put them into practice immediately. Browse an online library like Google Fonts or DaFont and download 2 different font families that you think look good together. Open a mobile design app and try building a simple layout that follows the hierarchy we discussed: headline, subhead, body, and a call to action. Focus on keeping the layout clean and the text readable.